Thank you to every member of Moms Demand who have stood up, who have spoken out, who have organized and inspired people around the country to join us. Everywhere I go, I see red T-shirts, although I still see some in orange. I can't quite figure that one out. The moms are everywhere, and they're making a big difference. Just think about this. After the Parkland shooting last year, 20 states enacted stronger gun laws, and almost half of those states had Republican governors. So we really are making progress state by state. And I refuse to fall into the trap of making this a partisan issue. Everybody, no matter what their political persuasion, should want safety for their families and for their neighbors. And it's something we just have to work together. And I think we are going in that direction. Perhaps not fast enough, but we are getting there. Here in Florida, lawmakers finally defied the NRA after many years of bowing down to them. Florida enacted several strong laws, and you helped make it happen. And then in the midterms, you got out the vote for gun sense candidates, and 38 of them won their races across the state. And that's going to make a big difference. You know, for a long time, people said you just can't beat the NRA. Well, perhaps that was true once, but you've certainly proved that it just ain't true anymore. We really have the NRA on the run, and we have to keep going after them. And if you saw this last election, the NRA stopped spending money to support candidates a few months before the election because they realized that this is going to happen with them or without them, and they just didn't want to waste their money. They knew it was a lost cause. But we just got to keep the pedal to the metal, as you would say, and keep pushing them. And there's nothing wrong with an NRA, responsible organization, if that's what they want to make themselves, and work for gun rights. But we've got to do something to stop this craziness. And the Second Amendment lets you have the right to have a gun, but courts have said there are reasonable restrictions that you can put on. And a lot of those are some of the things that Florida just actually enacted. I think most Americans do think that we should have common sense gun laws. When you poll NRA members, you'll see 80 to 90% of them who say exactly the same thing. And we just have to do things like have background checks that take a little bit of time so that people can calm down if they're thinking about doing something terrible or something terrible to themselves. And that we can make sure that we don't allow people who have criminal records or minors or have mental problems to buy guns. Those are three categories that the courts have clearly said it is perfectly within the Second Amendment to allow you to stop those people from buying guns that they just shouldn't have. You know, I think it's just all common sense. And lawmakers that can't get on board with that, well, we're going to have to just fire them. That's the real answer. One of the reasons I am so hopeful is there are a bunch of mayors around this country who are working with Everytown and moms throughout the entire country. You are lucky to have one of them in St. Petersburg, Rick Bryson.